Vin Diesel suddenly appears
and announces 6 more Avatar movies.
Yeah.
Starring Vin Diesel.
Yep. Welcome back to No Bad Seats, the Regent Cinemas podcast with myself, Luke, and
Myself, Sam.
Sam. How are you feeling today?
Pretty tired.
I am also pretty tired. Obviously, we attended the midnight session of The Mandalorian and Grogu last night, and both of us. You were talking about how you don't think you've even been to a midnight session.
I'm pretty sure I've done one. I think I did Force Awakens.
Yeah.
I've done midnight launches for like games and stuff in the past and things like that. But I'm not built for them.
Yeah. Fair enough.
It's just not me.
I felt like I struggled a bit. I've done them in the past, and the worst one I ever did was actually Force Awakens. I bought tickets to IMAX, and I was driving to work when they released, so I was 2 minutes late. So when I jumped onto the IMAX website, it was already sold out, but they were doing one every 3 hours. So I immediately bought 8 tickets to the 3 a.m. session.
Oh, that's worse. That's so much worse.
Yeah, which was way worse because they did, for the return of Star Wars, they did, for the first 48 hours, sessions every 3 hours.
Yep.
So yeah, they did midnight, 3 a.m., 6 a.m., 9 a.m., just went all the way through 48 hours. I'm pretty sure they sold out every session.
Yeah.
So yeah, 3 a.m. was the worst one that I'd ever done. 12 o'clock, I have done a fair few in the past.
Yep.
I will say it is interesting to see how the franchise has changed, because obviously it was 11 years ago now that The Force Awakens came out, which is wild, mind you, because that is a longer distance between Revenge of the Sith airing or releasing and Force Awakens coming in. 10 years between the two of those.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, it's sort of interesting to see how the franchise has changed. And one thing that I personally felt with this film, comparative to how I felt about Star Wars in the past, is that the hype just wasn't there.
Yeah.
It was, but it wasn't the same.
I think
it's like a return to Star Wars. I was sort of expecting, a big sellout or because when it was last time. Now, but obviously the franchise since
the marketing didn't even seem very hyped. It didn't feel like I was seeing it everywhere. Whereas where I remember Force Awakens, you could not escape Force Awakens.
Well, Force Awakens obviously was a return to the franchise we thought was going to be over.
Yeah. It's also mainline Star Wars. It's Star Wars. It's not an offshoot character or anything.
And I suppose the other thing to consider is, yes, we haven't seen Star Wars on the big screen since 2019. The Mandalorian launched in 2019 and has sort of been around. We've seen 4 seasons. We've seen stuff in Book of Boba Fett. We've seen all of these sorts of characters for the last 6 years anyway.
Yeah, they've definitely
it's not like that
diluted the pond.
Yeah, of this.
We've got enough that when you bring something to the theater and you're going to say Star Wars is back, you got to mean it.
Yeah, and we'll jump into it in more detail, but yeah, I think from a beginning standpoint, going into this, it was as a Star Wars fan, I'm excited because I like more Star Wars.
Yes, yeah.
But it definitely didn't feel the same.
No,
it didn't feel the same. Leading into it, the marketing didn't feel the same.
And
it just felt.
I think also
different.
The fans didn't feel as hyped.
No,
it just didn't.
Yeah,
it didn't hit those marks of this is a big return. And honestly, I wonder if it would have been more at home on streaming.
I don't know about that. I think it deserved a film. I think it deserved to be on the big screen. I'm okay with everything about it. What my issue is that I don't believe that this was the film that you bring Star Wars back with.
Oh, yeah,
I think
100%, yeah.
The difference in reception, if you had bought out a mainline Star Wars film this year and put this between, like, you know how they did the last one? It was like one movie, Rogue One, one movie, Solo, one. And I think the hype for Star Wars, had you delivered a good return to the saga, the hype for the Mandalorian and Grogu would have been way bigger.
Yeah, 100%.
But I think that people feel let down by the last couple. I mean, people actively disassociate the sequels. I'm personally not one of those people. I think, they're unfortunately not the Star Wars films that I love, but at the same time, I grew up with the prequels. I love the prequels, and OG Star Wars fans hate the prequels. My nephew loves
every generation. Is gonna hate
exactly, whatever it is. So I'm not necessarily anti-sequels. I think it's got some really good stuff in it. I think they unfortunately didn't deliver on some of the stuff I was excited about.
It was one of those things that it was set up as if it was going to go so well.
Yeah.
And then it feels like they got a bit worried and went,
pivoted.
Can we go this hard into it? And then pivoted, and it just went, complete drop the ball.
Yeah.
And it's like, you should have just stayed the course with what you initially had planned. Everyone would have been happy. Even if they weren't happy, they wouldn't have been more pissed off than they are now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it would have been just like...
People felt let down. And I think the issue that they did was they did that thing where it was like, we're going to get 3 different directors and we're not going to communicate with them what the story is. We're just going to let them tell what story they want based on the previous story. And that's all well and good until certain things get changed. People go, it would be interesting for my movie if this person dies and this person dies. And you're like, great, doesn't help us for the next one. Or whatever it is. It's... and then by the time we get stuck with J.J. Abrams doing 7 and 9, it's sort of like, had you just let him do it, we would have had a trilogy that was at least consistent.
Yes, yeah.
But, it's got some good stuff. It's got some bad stuff. We're not here to judge the sequels. But, Star Wars is officially back. So let's get into some movie news for the week, and then we'll jump into how we felt about The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Let's do it.
So, couple of little things. James Cameron and Robert Rodriguez are talking about wanting to shoot a fast-paced film. 17 days, they reckon it's going to take them. They're going to do it together. In and out. New James Cameron and Robert Rodriguez film.
Brilliant. Do it.
Don't know what it is.
Don't care.
Don't care.
As long as it's them.
Yeah.
And I'm all for this approach of, hey, we're going to do it quick and
if you can do it and keep it like that, well, why not?
Keep it low budget. Let's not go crazy CGI. Let's just make a good movie. Hell yeah. Bring me back 90s James Cameron.
Yep, absolutely. But on newer school James Cameron, another thing is he's talked about the Avatar sequels, 4 and 5. And
when has he not talked about them?
Obviously, we know that Avatar 4 has been shot, or at least the first
part of it, I think, wasn't it?
The first act was shot with the previous films because of the nature of it. And the intention is to then do another time jump for the second act. But what he talked about was that going into the next ones, they're hoping that they can do them on significantly lower budgets because they've got all the technology. It's not like having to...
They shouldn't have to
rebuild
again.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they're close enough that they've got
until
all
he
of this
goes
stuff.
Well, I shot on land and then I shot on water. Can I shoot in fire next?
Can I shoot in space?
Yeah. And then he'll be like,
Vin Diesel suddenly appears
and announces 6 more Avatar movies. Starring Vin Diesel.
Yep. Fast and Furious runs into... I mean, they've already been in space. But...
Yeah, Ludacris and
yeah. No,
Ludacris
Fast and Furious. I'm talking about like Pandora, like these films.
No, I'm still on Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Ludacris and Tyrese are gonna they're gonna keep going in space and they're gonna land on Pandora.
That's the crossover that we want. So yeah, unless they get stuck with Vin's enormous check, Avatar 2 and Avatar
4 and 5.
4 and 5 should be about 2/3 of the budget, is what they're saying. I mean, it's still a ridiculously high budget, no doubt. But I think, they can deliver, and I'm keen to see more Avatar.
the box office take has like gradually gone down, hasn't it? Because
I mean, it's gone down from the highest grossing film
yeah.
in the world to the second highest grossing film in the world to
like the fourth?
top 10.
Oh,
highest.
top 10, yeah.
Like, I think it ended on 1.7 or something. It's not
by any means low.
It's not low, but
there is a downward trend.
Unfortunately, he didn't hit the 2 billion mark. I don't think he was ever going to hit the first one again.
Oh no,
because it was almost 3 billion.
yeah,
And
I
like
think
2.98 or something. Like
yeah,
it's
ridiculous.
stupid.
And every now and then they do a re-release and it gets that little bit closer.
Yeah.
But you can't not notice the downwards trend, and that I think would come into account of like, well, we need to start making these cheaper because less people are potentially turning up to them just because they're like, oh, well, we've seen this before.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But, he actually did $4 billion movies in a row. He's the only director ever to do that. So that was Titanic and then the 3 Avatar films.
Did he not do anything in between those?
No.
Really?
Yeah. Spent 10 years on Avatar.
Jeez.
And then, I mean, aside from appearing...
documentaries and stuff.
Aside from Aquaman in Entourage.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's where we're at with James Cameron at the moment.
Nice.
Do you have any movie news?
I don't think I do this week. I haven't seen a lot. Yeah, there's been a bit of stuff coming out of Cannes.
Yeah.
That's been cool, but it's not been anything great. There's a couple of trailers came out this week.
David Leitch's Cliff Booth.
Yes. No, not David Leitch's.
No,
David Fincher.
David Fincher's. Why did I say David Leitch? David Fincher's Cliff Booth movie is going to debut on IMAX screens and hopefully IMAX screens before making it to Netflix. So that's always good. Re-releasing or releasing in cinemas, we'd love to see it. And yeah, that's.
Hopefully it gets a decent window, not just the 1 or 2 weeks, whatever it is.
I think it'll be the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because they want people to watch it on Netflix, but they also want to be like, look, this is big enough to be in cinemas.
I just don't. The business model is you've already got the subscribers. They're already paying the money. You're not getting anyone more. So put it in cinemas and get the people that want to see it for
on the big screen.
5 weeks.
It's like, I've got a Netflix subscription, but I'll pay to go and watch this anyway. Like, who knows? Why
you're not going to get me to sign up for a second Netflix account because I can watch
Why are we not in charge of Netflix?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the lesson. All right, well, that's the movie news. I feel like this is going to be a shorter episode than usual, but Mandalorian and Grogu. Now, famously, you have not seen much of The Mandalorian before.
I think I've seen the first season.
That's what people tell me about. They're like, Sam, he's that guy who hasn't seen...
And I'm pretty sure I checked the other day and it was like midway or maybe a third the way through season 2. It was just one of those things, I think, because was it coming out week by week? It
was coming out week by week.
I reckon I fell out of it and then just never got back to it.
It was definitely one of those, I think it started as a show that was, the whole idea was it was like this sort of low-key mystery Mandalorian going around just doing bounties and... sometimes there was these stories that were self-contained.
Yeah.
But for a lot of it, Grogu was introduced in the first episode, and then a lot of, particularly from season 2 onwards, was about finding out his backstory and sort of leaning into him.
Because famously, for when the first season came out, everyone referred to him as Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda, yeah, absolutely. And then you had...
and everyone got angry and they're like, no, it's not Baby Yoda, it's Grogu.
He's not, he's just Yoda's species. He's not a baby
so
Yoda.
He's a Baby Yoda.
Yeah. It's quite interesting that they sort of played with this for a while, and then they've sort of tied in the Ahsoka series.
Which I haven't watched. I haven't watched any of the other series.
So... They tied in Ahsoka in that Ahsoka was in The Mandalorian and she was the one who initially communicated with Grogu, realized and revealed his name because she could understand him.
I was very keen for the Boba Fett series and the Obi-Wan series.
Yep.
Then they both came out and I heard nothing but negative reviews and I was like, well, I just won't bother.
Boba Fett is one of these shows where it's set between Mandalorian season 2 and 3.
You mentioned this like last week.
And there's like 4 episodes that are a Boba Fett show, and then 3 episodes that are just the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And it does all the cliffhanger stuff. And then by the time you start the Mandalorian season 3, it's like, hold on a moment. If you were just watching the Mandalorian,
you would not know.
You would have like, he ended here, and then suddenly in the next episode, he's something like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know why they did it. It was very strange, but those episodes were very good, mind you. Obi-Wan is a show that personally, like, I didn't hate, but I do feel like the whole thought process was, we will sell this because it's Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
So we can keep it low budget and we can put minimal effort in. And I feel like it, there was elements that were great.
Yeah.
But it's a shame. The Ahsoka series, that was probably that was probably my favorite of the lot, in that a lot of Clone Wars tie-in. Hayden Christensen was back. We saw Hayden Christensen back in Clone Wars armor. Anakin,
so obviously Andor has been...
Oh, and Andor. What am I talking about?
Andor.
What am I talking about? No, let me... Of the main, Jedi-based shows, Ahsoka, fantastic. But Andor is...
That's the one I hear everyone talk about, and they're like, it's great. Like, it's brilliant.
Yeah. And it's only 2 seasons. You can watch it
Unfortunately, the thing with Star Wars these days is that I think they've crossed this line into... Star Wars is now a very average franchise, unfortunately. That's not to say there is not some big hitters in there that are brilliant movies, obviously, but by how much they have diluted it with these TV shows and everything, Star Wars as a whole, as a franchise, to me is a very average franchise.
It's just a shame.
Almost leaning negative.
I think the issue is streaming.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
It's the same thing that Marvel did, where it's like, you've put too many shows out that I don't care about, and now it's made me not care about the franchise.
And then doing things like Obi-Wan, where they're just capitalizing on the name, and they're like, oh, it doesn't need to be that great. It's going to do well because it's Obi-Wan.
Because it's Obi-Wan.
And it's like, you're just trashing against your fans. That's all you're doing.
So, look, I would say Obi-Wan's worth a watch. There's some really cool stuff in there. There's some great moments. Ahsoka is worth a watch. And Andor is a must-watch.
Yeah, okay.
Like, Andor...
It's the guy from Rogue One, isn't it?
Yeah. So the context of that is that Andor starts 5 years before Rogue One.
Oh, okay.
And the entire first season is set 5 years before, and it sort of ties in. And then season 2 is done in blocks of 3 episodes. So there's 12 total episodes, 3 episodes at a time, and each is a year apart. So it's 4 years out, 3 years out, 2 years out, 1 year out, Rogue One.
Yeah.
And it basically runs through the entire story. So it's like how he joined the Resistance and like all of that, and then through to what happened and how the Empire are after him, all of this sort of stuff. It's very good.
Yeah.
It's very well done. There is a lot of stuff that sort of ties in who was involved, such as, I can't remember his name, Jimmy Smith's character, I don't know, Bail Organa.
Yep.
Although they recast him because Jimmy Smith wasn't available, which was such a shame, but the guy who played him was good.
Yeah.
They tied in a bunch of people who, Mon Mothma, and how they got to where they are. And it was done very well. It was written incredibly. And 100% worth a watch.
Yeah, nice. And Rogue One is another.
Rogue One's fantastic.
Rogue One's one of those ones that kind of was underrated at first. I remember a lot of people kind of almost hating on it a little bit because they were like, oh, it's just, there's no more, like, you can't go anywhere with this. It's a contained story.
Yeah.
Like, essentially, like,
but
the end of the movie is contained. Like, and obviously they built backwards from that. But I remember people kicking up a stink because you didn't see, Vader. You got, like, just that ending bit.
That was badass.
Oh, it's the best Vader scene we've had.
Absolutely.
Maybe ever.
Yeah.
But people were like, we want more. And it's like, well, yeah, fair enough. They did a good job of that, though. But, like, over time, I remember watching Rogue One again recently and was like, God damn, this is a good movie. Like,
all right. So your homework is go and watch Andor.
Okay.
I've actually, funnily enough, I remember listening to the Scrubs podcast
Yes.
when Andor was coming out. Tom Faison loves Star Wars. Zach Braff does not care about Star Wars in the slightest.
Yeah, wow.
And was watching Andor, and he's like, it's just like not a Star Wars show. It's just like, and Tom Faison was saying, it's like everything that Star Wars has done up until this point was for kids.
Yeah.
And families, which it sort of is, like that's what the franchise is. But Andor is like for adults, and it's very like politically driven and all of that
Rogue
sort of
One
stuff.
was a little bit like that too.
Yeah, exactly. So then that sort of like plays into it, and he's like, and Zach Braff was like, this is just incredible. It's just written so well, and he was just like obsessed with watching it.
Yeah.
Does not care about Star Wars, doesn't care about the universe, anything like that. Just loved the show.
Interesting.
So there you go.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I'll have to check it out.
There you go. Mandalorian and Grogu, basically to me, felt like a film where, this is how I explained it. It's like in a video game where you go and you get a side quest and then you're like, all right, I'm going to go speak to this guy. And then the guy's like, I need you to go and collect this from this person. So you go to that person and they're like, I'll give you what you want. But first, I need you to go and do this. And then you end up like down like 4 side quests under this one chain is what the movie felt like. Now, I didn't hate that about it because, again, I think
that is who the Mandalorian is.
It delivered on what the story was, which was this is a bounty hunter and it's him and Grogu going off on their thing. And I felt that throughout the film where I was like, it doesn't feel like a big story to me. It doesn't feel like this big, like world-changing, galaxy-changing event like all of the other Star Wars films have felt.
Yeah.
But it does deliver on the premise of the Mandalorian is going on and he's, bounty hunting. He's doing exactly what we expect him to do.
Yeah. So initially, like the story is that Jabba the Hutt's son is being held against his will.
Yep.
And his aunt and uncle, who I can't remember their names, but they're Hutts.
Yep.
Mandalorian goes to see them.
I think they refer to them as the twins.
Yeah, they've taken out like a bounty to bring back their nephew.
Yeah.
And that's sort of where you start off, and that's really interesting because Jeremy Allen White from The Bear,
super random. Yeah.
The Bear, Iron Claw, Shameless, like he is playing Jabba the Hutt's son.
Yep.
And we were both a bit like, how? What? Okay. And then you see it and you're like, this is great.
Yeah. And he speaks Galactic Basic, which is English. And they speak Huttese, and then they jump between Huttese and English.
Yeah, I was going to say every now and then he does a bit as well, but it's mainly...
he mainly speaks Galactic Basic.
Yeah. But he's like a buff Hutt as well. Like he's got, instead of just
Jabba the Buff,
flab and
he's got some muscles.
12-pack up the front of him.
He's been fighting.
His arms are just like...
So what's really interesting is they show, and this is a little Easter egg, when they show the Mandalorian what he looks like, they're like, he's grown since now, and they show an image of him young. And it's basically what he looked like in the Clone Wars series, because there was a Rod of the Hutt storyline in the Clone Wars when he was really little.
Yep.
So they just like showed the Clone Wars version of him, which is really funny, and he looks like he looked in that.
Yeah.
And then they sort of joke, oh, he's grown since then.
Yeah.
But it was like a little tie back into the Clone Wars, which is great.
Yeah. I think there was a lot of fun things in this, and I had a lot of fun with it. Like I didn't not enjoy myself. Like I really enjoyed it. I liked the different worlds we got to go to and different like planets. And stuff. I always like when Star Wars gets around a bit.
I think someone said to me like it explored the creatures a lot. A lot of exploration of the creatures and like playing up more.
We got a lot of those new like
like the Rancor,
and you're like, what the hell is that thing? And we got a lot of that in this movie.
Yep.
But I also like that we got a bit of planet hopping. Like sometimes when we don't do that in a Star Wars movie, I'm like, come on. Like, I don't want to just be on.
It's Star Wars, not Planet Wars.
Yeah. So it was nice to get around a bit on there where Ride of the Hutt is. I thought was great. That like dirty, grimy city.
Yeah.
As soon as they got there, I was like, "Are we in Gotham?"
Yeah.
And there was so many parts.
You know
of
what it was? It was like Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like both mixed together because it had that real like grimy feel and then like heaps of neon lights.
It sort of felt like Coruscant's floor level, where it's like that just dirty, dark,
There was a
raining
diner part that they walked past, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that is the Batman. Like it was like
That's the
diner almost. It looked so like that whole city I thought looked brilliant.
Yeah.
Obviously it's like Blade Runner vibes, there's neon lights everywhere, there's
Yeah,
puddles
yeah.
everywhere, like just looked cool as.
Can we speak briefly about, while we're on this, there is a character who they run into who runs a diner.
It might be my favorite character in this.
Super random. Oh yeah, Marty Scorsese is in this movie.
Yeah.
Voicing an alien. And we
Like
sort
a
of...
4 arm, 6 arm? I don't know, he had a few
I
arms.
think he had 4 arms.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just like ran like a little...
He's just like, hey,
Cafe, yeah.
Don't say that, don't say that.
Yeah, it was like, we saw his name in the credits, and yeah, Martin Scorsese is randomly in this movie.
That's great.
Didn't pay attention enough to know that, which is strange. So that one surprised me. But on the credits, when we saw his name, it felt, and I think I leaned over to you, the whole thing felt like 80s. It felt like we had just made this film
Well, we just mentioned
following
like Blade
Return
Runner,
of the Jedi.
and then
Like, to me, I was getting like Top Gun vibes. Like, it felt like the intro to Top Gun, where they're like on the...
yeah, you got lots of like those like classic Tony Scott like close-ups on things and like really long lenses, and then you got like
flying ships.
Grogu, Zeb, is it?
Zeb, yeah.
Grogu, Mandalorian, and Zeb like walking slow motion towards the camera, and it would like the credits were even spaced like Top Gun, where they're kind of like off the screen rather than center and things like that. It was cool, and I think, like you said, like it did. The whole movie kind of feels like that. It feels like you're getting like Top Gun here, Blade Runner here.
Yeah,
I don't know what else.
It definitely feels like, because this is set post Return of the Jedi. It sort of feels like if we made this film in the 80s, post Return of the Jedi, what would the film have been? And that's what.
Yeah,
like everything about it sort of felt like that. Which, you know, aside from the CGI characters, like it felt cool in that sense.
there was a Zeb to me hit the uncanny valley a few times.
I found that rare. I noticed it maybe once or twice, but when he was moving, he looked fantastic. Like particularly
every time he talked, I was like, "What's wrong?"
That fight sequence where they were moving through the
like tunnel.
Like
that was cool. Yeah.
The hallway sequence. He was just like swinging around, kicking shit.
Anytime he was moving slowly, though, that was where I noticed it so much.
It didn't bother me so much.
His character mainly, like Marty Scorsese's character, looked amazing. There's a bunch of others looked
what's
great.
interesting is that you've got the puppeteering of Grogu, Mandalorian walking normally, and then a CGI character. It's like all three of them together. But like I was more bothered by, Mandalorian and Zeb are walking at like normal speed, and then Grogu's like walking at like 5 times speed in order to keep up with them, but he's in pace with them. Like that, to me, looked weirder than Zeb at all. I was just like caught up in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
it was particularly Zeb. I mean, most of the other characters, there's a lot of makeup characters, there's a lot of puppeteer characters, but Zeb particularly, there was 1 or 2 others that I remember seeing and being like, that just looks something off. But I think it's mainly Zeb's face. Whenever he was talking, I was like, that just looks, it's like crossed into that slightly into that uncanny valley where it kind of looks human, but kind of looks like whatever he's supposed to be, and it's like not quite there.
Zeb is an interesting one because, for context, Zeb is one of the main characters in Star Wars Rebels. The rest of the main characters in Star Wars Rebels were all in the Ahsoka series, every single one. Zeb was just not there. Then he cameoed in The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And he was just like in the background of a bar. And you're like, cool, that's Zeb. And I think he said like one line. And then immediately he's just like working with them in this. And I was like, why is he not with the rest of the Rebels?
Oh, you missed those last 3 episodes of
it's like
Obi-Wan or something.
Yeah, no, but I've seen it all, and that's the thing. It's just like, it didn't make sense to me as to why he was there. Now, for me, I was like, I'm glad we're getting him.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool to see it. He had the same voice actor. Everything was like cool in that sense. I just didn't understand why, like, aside from maybe he's just working for the New Republic, so
Yeah.
like, okay, so you could tie that in, but like it sort of feels like you've already established that the rest of the crew has got back together in Ahsoka, because Rebels ends with the main character and Thrawn essentially taking off to another universe, another galaxy, and going missing, and that's how Rebels ends. So Ahsoka then continues that story where they actually go looking for them, and the whole crew gets back together, except for Zeb, who's just hanging out with Mando.
Just having a fun time side quest.
Yeah, so like that was strange to me, but I liked that he was there.
Yeah, I liked his character. Like I said, it's just something, I'm sure it was just the face. It just didn't look right to me, and it was the main glaring like CGI part that I was like, it's not believable.
Did you like the fact that, you know, he said stuff like, I'll take out every bad guy in your deck of cards, and then it was an actual deck of Sabacc cards with their faces on them? I'm like, I was just thinking to myself, like, who's getting this stuff printed? Like, it's weird to think, but
they just go down to Vista.
It's just like, they're just getting them done. And
what are you getting printed today? Oh, just my hit list.
Who's designing that? Who's doing the designs? Get the photo, like, drop it in. Super random. Like, it's cool. Yeah. I love those Sabacc cards. But yeah, it was just interesting. And then they didn't have this one guy's photo, so then he was just like a ghost.
But then there's a bunch of people that did know that it was him.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that's that guy.
Yeah,
like, oh, okay, yeah. So
interestingly about that guy, I can't remember his name, was like John Coyne or Joyce Coyne or something like that.
Something like that.
That's the name of the actor.
Oh, right.
Didn't love that. When I realized that was the name of the actor, I was like, is he in the universe?
Effort level
like,
0.
Yeah, it's like name him something from Star Wars. Like give him a name. That's weird.
Yeah, right.
It's like not Jeremy Allen White the Hutt. Jeremy Allen the White. Like that's
Cousin the Hutt.
Yeah, Cousin the Hutt. That's it. Yeah, so like that was strange to me. I like his character, but I just thought it was weird that they didn't.
Yeah.
Unless it was like wrong, but I was looking at IMDb and read the actor's name, and it was the same name as the character, and I was like,
"That's weird."
Yeah, that's strange.
Yeah, but like I loved that we got more of those creatures and characters and things like that. Like we said, the Marty Scorsese one was great. There's this weird like dragon-ish looking guy that sits on his like rocking chair, and
he was cool. I liked him.
He was cool, but he was really weird looking. I was like, what?
It looked like a.
At first, I thought it might have been like a Sebulba. Descendant or something.
Yep.
Like because he was like kind of looked like that in the face, but then
he spoke like Sebulba too.
Yeah, but then his body was kind of.
But then he wasn't like just a head.
Yeah,
like Sebulba, a head with a leg.
He was great. The little guys were like hilarious.
Oh, they were great.
They were awesome, and they're just like they didn't really speak, but they like spoke.
They mumbled in. Again, English in Galactic Basic.
I love because they're like, yeah, come over here, big guy.
Mando, we're gonna go now. We're gonna go.
We'll come back for you.
We'll come back. Like that's how they like. It was weird, but it was good. And like you see that in the trailer. Good job, baby. Yeah. Like I thought those guys when I watched the trailer, I thought those guys were gonna annoy me.
Yeah.
And instead, I found them very charming.
Yeah.
I liked them a lot. The whole context with them, great. Thought that was good. One thing that I found about this movie is it's called The Mandalorian and Grogu, and it felt like we got a big chunk of The Mandalorian, and then we got a big chunk of Grogu solo as well. It felt like we got almost, I don't want to say 2 separate movies, but like all of the Mando stuff was like action heavy, and then all of the Grogu stuff felt like
adventure,
Yoda on Dagobah, fantasy. Like, let's just build a big mud hut and, hang out and go eat some fish and meditate.
That sequence, I think, was the one part where I went, where are we going? Like, it's the one part where the movie started to feel a little bit long to me.
I could say that, but I want to watch it again because I felt...
I liked
it. Is it that it's long, or is it that it's 1:30 in the morning?
Well, that too, yeah.
That was my thought process. I was like, this is feeling a bit like it's a bit slower. We've been like fast paced. Now we're hit with the Grogu sequence, which is quite a long sequence. But I feel like it wouldn't necessarily feel as bad.
Yeah.
Not that it felt bad. I actually liked the sequence. It slowed things down. It made things more mystical. It made things more that sort of Star Wars.
There was a point in that sequence where it really annoyed me. So there was a joke, what do you call it? Physical comedy joke that happened. And I laughed. I thought, great joke, hilarious. Then they did it 3 more times.
Yep.
And I was like, just Marvel, Disney, stop. Star Wars.
There was actual laugh out loud, that was an active laugh out loud moment, and the people in the cinema, that was nice to hear. But again, I agree with you. It was like, okay.
I think I started to groan by the end of it. I was
it's like that's and that's a thing that Disney tends to do a lot, where it's like, we've got a joke moment here.
That's funny.
It works. Let's get everything we can out of it.
Kick a dead horse. Because it wasn't even you saw it 3 more times through the movie. It was I'm going to do it 3 more times in this 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
And you're like, it didn't need the first time was funny. Now it's like just annoyed me, and I'm like, that joke has left a bad taste in my mouth.
In that same sort of sequence, when we're seeing a bit more of the action stuff, one thing I really, really liked and appreciated was the repurposed battle droids that were repainted, and that's who the Hutts were using. They had all these old battle droids and super battle droids and stuff like that. I thought that was great. I quite liked.
I hated those. Not actually hated, but the look of them. Those crab water monster things. They had a face on them, and they'd just come out of the water, and you'd see the face, and they'd dip back down. They were horrible. Great characters, but they were just horrible to look at. And one of them I noticed, in Phantom Menace, the rolling droids that roll and then one of them did a movement that.
Yeah,
one of those crab monsters, and I was like, huh.
Where are those droideka?
You've learned this.
Yeah, destroyers. Love the destroyer droids. And that was pretty cool. I liked seeing that sort of stuff. What did you think of the other bounty hunter?
I wanted more of that, I reckon.
I don't know that I wanted more of him. I wanted him to speak. And I thought he was Cad Bane, who is another bounty hunter, and I thought there was an opportunity for that.
That's what I thought that we were getting. I thought we were going to get this is this character. This is big
that's what I mean. It's when you have all of this universe that you have established with the Clone Wars, with Rebels, why not include those characters?
Yeah.
And maybe it's someone that I've just forgotten, but to me I was like, oh, he looks like this, but nope, it's not him.
And it just never gets there. It sort of goes, this guy looks really cool, he's really interesting. We'll just leave it at that.
He looked like he was freaking Mortal Kombat, the guy with the hat. And at one point he used it like that a couple of times, and then picked it up and was and did that.
And he's got this big fatality, snarling, cat dog.
Yeah. That thing was cool.
Cat dog.
Look, ultimately, I thought the film was a lot of fun. I thought, as a side story, great. I definitely will watch it again, and I think it's something that I'll watch with the kids. And
I don't think it was too my 6-year-old was asking if he could come see it, and I was like, oh, I'll see what it's like.
Yeah,
I think it'd be okay.
Yeah,
it's not. There's a couple of points where you could say are a little bit scary, but I don't think scary is.
Nah. There was
some of the monsters, but if you've watched Star Wars stuff, it's kind of
it was sort of no different.
I think for me, the biggest issue I had coming into it was that I couldn't see the scale, and I thought it looked like a TV series. And coming out of it, I think it was. To me, it felt like an extended TV episode.
Yeah, but I think, again, I agree. I think that's sort of the nature of the character.
Yeah, and it's not.
And this is what I mean. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It's a long story on that. I didn't think it looked like a TV show necessarily. I thought there were moments that it felt bigger, that you wouldn't have got away with the TV show budget.
Yes. Yeah.
And, you know, like noting that the TV show episodes are like 32 minutes maybe. And like you get like a 50-minute episode and then it's like 25 minutes of credits and you're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah. Like I said, it's not necessarily a bad thing that it feels like an extended TV episode, but just like, I think that was one worry that a lot of people had, was that like, it looks like a TV show that you've just then gone, oh, we'll just extend it by 30 minutes or an hour or something and put it on the big screen.
Yeah.
And it does kind of feel like that. Not in the worst way. I still love a lot of the character development. I love the like.
Well, I feel like if you were to make this an arc, aside from the budget, if you were to make this a 4-episode arc, it almost could split into that.
Yeah.
And you could have, and it sort of feels like
You'd
that
do
was
one episode going to
this was probably the season 4 plan before they were like, nah, let's bring it to the big screen and make it a whole thing. You probably could have got away with it because it does feel very segmented. He's going from here to here to here to here. Again, I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing.
No,
but I feel
if
like
you
that whole
enjoy the
Grogu
TV
section,
series, I think you're still going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like that whole Grogu section would have been an episode. Then,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like you probably got 4 or 5 episodes out of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's also why it feels so action heavy the whole way through. The only other thing that I want to mention is I really love the weight of the ships. The ships, the way they fly, the way they move, like particularly the new Razor Crest, just it's got a heaviness to it. It really sort of like dips when it takes off and stuff, and it just feels cool watching that.
And then the little mini ship.
Yeah, that mini ship is awesome.
I loved that shot where they then like went to the inside of the little dude sat in there,
just,
and Grogu's just like towering over them, and then you remember Grogu's like this tall.
Yeah, and it's like that ship is like a Lego ship. But yeah, honestly, movie was fun. Definitely worth a watch if you're a Star Wars fan. If you like the Mandalorian series, it's just more of it.
Yeah,
And
I think, if you're a fan, you'll enjoy it still. Is it the return of Star Wars? I don't think so.
Nah, and I don't think, I back myself on that. It needed to be a bigger blockbuster.
Yeah.
This is a standalone, like bring Star Wars back with a bang and then do this. But, you know, that's
Just
not
get in there and do some more sequels and retcon everything you did wrong in the first sequels.
Jeez.
Just come in and go, oh,
Just
actually,
bring more Star Wars to the big screen. Tell the Knights of the Old Republic story, or, you know, give us a sports story about pod racing, or
give us everyone what they've been asking for and more Darth Maul, apart from the TV series.
like, can I just briefly say, Maul Shadow Lord is unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's so good.
But like, I feel like since Phantom Menace, everyone has been like, we want more, like,
And then they sort of set it up in Solo, and then we were going to see Crimson Dawn and that whole thing. But
I'm like, just give it to us.
more. Well, I think the hard thing about that is Sam Witwer is the voice of Maul now, but then we had Ray Park play him. So like,
he never spoke back then, so just like,
but
didn't.
Does Sam Witwer play him and voice him?
Does Sam Witwer do stunts?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Because was it Ray Park?
Yeah,
he was like,
he was legit.
Yeah. That's like the reason Maul is the way he is, because of him. Like, I feel like you just bring him back and then, I don't know, just ADR it.
But that's like
just dub it.
That's like getting Henry Cavill to play Archer and then getting H. John Benjamin to just do all the voice work. All right, let's call it. Let's call it there. Star Wars, Mandalorian and Grogu. Definitely go see it if you're a Star Wars fan. You know, it's fun. It's fun. The Mandalorian show is great, and
I think I gave it 3 stars.
Yeah.
So it's like middle of the.
Yeah, I gave it 3.5.
Yeah.
I probably had more fun than I was expecting.
I think so. Like, I had low expectations because I was like, oh, this is, and I had a lot of fun with it. So
absolutely.
Like, yeah.
So yeah. All right. Well, we hope to see you here. Remember, next time you come to the movies, there are no bad seats. We'll see you next time.